at Bitter Lake when I was a kid. John, did you play as a kid at Bitter Lake? Some? Where's Sean? Is she here? Yeah. Not really?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
My granddaughter did play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And my kids play basketball.
Yeah. Well, when they opened up the tennis courts there, I think in about 1962, 1963, I was playing tennis, and that was pretty neat to have tennis courts. Things died down over the years, and we're my goodness, 60 years later, they fixed the lights, and now one of the hot sports is pickleball. You may have heard about it. I'm a big fan of that. Well, without any further ado, let's get our folks up here from our north end. Oh, excuse me. Kippy, please come on over. Let's let Kippy come in here. She's our first trustee, responsible for, among other things, she's responsible for our rentals, and she's got some information here.
I'm actually standing in Cecilia for this. It has been a long-time practice to pass the hat at our meetings for collection for our local food bank at Bitter Lake Food Bank. So I'm going to start my hand tapping and look around. Thank you.
Okie dokie. All right, please come on up. And we have the one mic, and guess we can do this, can't we, if we want to? Ethan, does this come off of here? Anybody good at this? No, yeah. Like, all righty.
Hello, thank you for having us. Like you said, I'm Carol, and I am, in my typical job, my permanent position, a recreation specialist for the Lifelong Recreation Unit, which is a citywide unit with Seattle Parks and Recreation. We're not like grounded like a community center. So it makes us a little different. But our programs are for people 50 and older, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this tonight. I've been with Parks, I think it's been 2005, 18 years now, and almost all of it has been in the Lifelong Recreation Unit. So why I say my typical job, I went out of class yesterday. I am now working as the program coordinator for Lifelong Recreation, but I still wanted to come out here and talk with you. So my typical job has me in the northwest sector of the city doing programs. Some of the types of programs that you would see from Lifelong that I would do, a lot of fitness activities. And Bitter Lake is one of the more busier locations to participate in. Are you only interested in the Bitter Lake area? You want me to talk about other sites, or let me know what you want?
Maybe Northgate?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Meadowbrook.
Oh, okay. So Northgate and Meadowbrook are in the northeast, so they're not in my brain as much as the sites in Northwest. But I've got my brochure here, so I can do that. So in addition to a lot of fitness programs, we also offer opportunities to do special events and workshops, and we also do field trips. Those before COVID were super, super popular, and they're getting back up there again. So we do pickups for like Northwest. I do a pickup at Bitter Lake and one all the way down in Ballard. And then we go off on some day adventure. Most recently, yesterday, we went out to the Museum of Flight, saw the Apollo exhibit. Quite often, we do the tulip fields every year. Some of it's hiking. So Lifelong set up, we have 4 sectors: Northwest, Northeast, Southwest, Southeast, and then we have 3 signature programs. The first one I'll talk to you about is the dementia-friendly programming. This is a great opportunity if you know anyone with dementia or somebody who's a caregiver. fun time to, you know, go out and, sorry. These are great programs to partake in and get out and be in the community. We also have Rainbow Recreation, another citywide program. This one is LGBTQ friendly activities. And then outdoor recreation. This one is new. It's less than a year old. It's an expanded version of a program we had called Sound Steps. So it's a walking program, citywide walking program. And anybody heard of that? That's okay. So now it's outdoor recreation. And not only is it going to be neighborhood walks, it's also hikes and then an emphasis on environmental education. I'm going to put this back on the stand so I can use my hands. Okay. So in the brochure, and I've left quite a few on the back table, you will find programs by sector, and we color-coded the pages, so it's easy to see what area you're in. And then, so you'll see that for all the geographic sectors, northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. And so you can look easily in the area that you want to fund programs that you're interested in. But note that the last three in the back, the citywide programs, those are citywide. So if you're not seeing something you like, still check out further, because these things will be anywhere in the city and potentially close to you. So Lifelong does print a brochure every quarter. You can notify us, and we will put you on a mailing list if you would like to receive this each quarter. We also have an e-newsletter where we might put out information that came up before or after this was printed to notify people of new and great things happening. And then also other ways to find out about our program information. We have a Facebook page. We have a city website. If you Google Lifelong Recreation, it'll pop right up. And you can also go to the park's main webpage, which it can be, people have often told us it's hard to navigate it. It's not intuitive. And I went through the effort to create this flyer for you to give you a diagram of how to navigate it. I did this literally like 2 days ago. And I went to our website today and they revamped it. So it's pretty similar, but now it looks a little different. So I have to laugh because it's been this way for like probably a decade. So you can easily find our brochure online as well, just by going to the park's main page or Googling Lifelong Recreation, and it will come up. So some other things about Lifelong Recreation that you ought to know, it's not about just participating in programs. We also are looking for volunteers. Anyone looking to give their time as maybe someone who wants to be a driver. We look for people to help drive our vans. We also, with Sound Steps, are looking for people that might want to lead a neighborhood walk, be a walk leader, they call it. And we're also looking for people to be on our advisory council. So lots of ways to participate. But I will take some questions right now if anybody has any. Oh, okay. Oh. The city does fund the staff. So we have a nonprofit partner called the Associated Recreation Council. They're a nonprofit partner of parks. And so the city's the MPD budget and the general fund funds, Parks and Recreation, which are the buildings and the city staff, like Richard and I. And then all the programs and all the instructors that work in those programs are part of the Associated Recreation Council. Long story short.
Are there any age restrictions for lifelong recreation?
It's 50 and older. Yeah, I joined the club this year myself. So, let's see. Some of you are here also might have younger family members, kids, grandkids, and stuff. So Rich is going to talk more about some of the youth programs. But one more thing I'm going to mention before I'm done. My unit is in a bigger unit called Specialized Programs, and the other unit in where I work is called Specialized Programs, and these are programs for youth and adults with disabilities. And if you're interested in knowing more about that, I'd be happy to talk with you. So, all right, I'm gonna let Richard talk.
All right. Hey, all right. Good evening, everybody. First off, I want to say thank you to Carol for the invite. Got an email saying that she's going to be coming up here and speak about programs, and she invited us. So thank you, Carol, and thank you everyone for having us hosting. My name is Richard. I'm the assistant coordinator over at Bitter Lake Community Center. If you don't know where that is, it's right across the street, Aurora. Just go across, and Bitter Lake is just right there. Not many people know where it is because we're hidden in like a corner. So feel free to stop by. I'm there every day. So I've been with Parks and Recreation for about, not as long as Carol, but about 7-8 years. Loving every minute of it. It's fun. I love to be involved with all the community programs, services. It's just a great opportunity. So I'm up here to talk about our programs, Middle Lake specifically. And unfortunately, I only printed Middle Lake programs, but I mean, Seattle Parks and Recreation, as you may know, we have Meadowbrook, Northgate, Rainier Beach, Queen Anne. So if you have any questions or need to look up any programs within the whole city, like what Carol said, just Google City of Seattle Parks and Recreation, and it's the first link, winter brochure, click on that, and that'll give you all 4 programs that we have. All right? Okay, so give you just a little summary of the programs that we have. We're basically focused more on, the ages range from like 2 years old to like 18 and up. We have a preschool program. It's a preschool for all, based on your income. I know families that, everything's paid for. You just got to log in. It's the Preschool for All, City of Seattle. Just Google that. And again, I only brought one flyer. And if you have any more questions or need any more answers, feel free afterwards to come and talk to me. Preschool for All is basically a free program for preschool. You have to log in and apply. I believe the timeline is between now and March. So right now is like the best time. If you have any family members that's looking for preschool programs, right now is the time to look into that. It is all school year, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 3:30, and we also offer summer camps as well. All right. We also have an after-school program. It's fee-based. I believe it's every month, fee-based. It's located at Broadview Thompson Elementary. It is Monday through Friday, and I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with the scholarship program that we offer. It's basically a application process that you apply. It's based on your income. If you're not working, any sort of income that you might have, like state assistance or anything, you would bring a copy. We'll make a copy of that, and we send it over to our scholarship office, and it determines how much scholarship you are approved for. Now, I know families are approved for 90%, meaning that they only pay 10%. So we have programs that, I'm just going to throw out a number, that cost $100, right? And if they get approved for 90%, they only have to pay $10. So that's just, basic math, and believe me, it helps. The worst thing they could say is no. I encourage anybody and everybody to apply for the scholarship program, because you never know, it definitely.
Scholarship packet.
Yes.
Back, and it has the income icon qualification guidelines and the directions and the forms. That's good, June to June.
Definitely, yes. And you would apply, the best time to do it every summer, just to get the cycle going. Yes, more information, brochures, scholarship applications, we all have it in the back, so feel free to grab some. Let me see.
Preschool, income restricted,
Sorry.
preschool income restricted for lower income?
No, it's for anybody and everybody. It's basically, so, with Bitter Lake, as well as Carol was saying, we're a very busy site. So with preschool, we are currently full, but it's always good to start because there are some families that drop. So a spot opens up and we'll work off the wait list. And then as the same goes for after school as well. We are full. I think our max right now, coming back from COVID, is 50 kids. So we do have families that drop, and that opens up for other families as well. So it's always good, to just apply, just get in, and then you never know how fast we can work off the wait list. All right, for teens, we have a lot of teens coming through our center. So if you have any family members, teens are looking for either volunteer opportunities, activity to partake in, or just a place to hang out, I feel, maybe just me being biased, Bitter Lake is a great place, because it's honestly, I've been to a lot of community centers, but it is, it says on the title, a community, right? So every kid, every family that comes through, we always say hi and, get to know one another. And there are kids that need, we have donations from Chick-fil-A. They donate chicken patties, nuggets, biscuits, and we made sure, because we get a lot of donations, so we made sure any and all kids that come through eat, right? They could snack or that's the only meal that they eat, because you never know what the situation is. So we make that available, and it kind of opens up. I feel like food is like a universal language, always, hey, so how'd you like the food? Oh, you like chicken? Hey, we got, more things. So it's, with the teen programs, we have, like a drop-in program for teens, like cooking, arts and crafts. Depending on the day, we're bringing back field trips now that we got the green light to take out the vans now. What else we have? Tutoring. And the teen programs from 2:30 to 6. And it's not as structured, but it's a program to kind of give the team something to do, if that makes sense. And then we also have a late night program for teens. So we are one of a handful of community centers within the city. Fridays and Saturdays is the late night for teens. So after, I believe, it's from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. So after 7, the center is closed, only teens can go in. It gives like a safe space for the teens to come in, hang out, play games, play basketball. Let me see, there's futsal. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with futsal. It's kind of like indoor soccer, so yeah, it's every Friday we have basketball. We have tournaments 3-on-3 coming up. There's a boys and girls group. Now with that, it's basically working with teens and kids for a while. You kind of, get a grasp of there are some teens or kids that are, not as open as others. So you got to break through a shell, and sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. You never know. So we create a boys and girls group to kind of give a safe space to kind of share, either if you want to see another program, right now is the time to share that, or if you want to, share a common ground with other peers, that's a place right now, basketball is our most popular sport, but you never know who might be into computer games or Dungeons and Dragons, right? That's a good place for them to kind of share their ideas, a safe place where they won't be judged, because right now we're living in an age where, it's everybody is just kind of shut off with their technology, not talking, not communicating, socializing. So we're trying to break that and bring everybody back to kind of socialize. Come on, guys. Put that phone down. So let me expand more about our late nights. So yeah, like I said, we got futsal on Fridays, and we also got a Who's Got game night. Basically, it's funny that we bring in the board game. So that with the teams, it's all about phones and tablets right now. They don't know how fun Monopoly can be, how competitive it is, Connect Four, Uno. So we're trying to bring it old school, and these games, you got to socialize. It's critical thinking. They just think it's for kids, but I mean, I still play, and I still get very competitive. Yes. Oh, you still? Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. And then, like I said, we got girls and boys group, young men's empowerment program. I think Adam, I'm not sure if anybody's been a Bitter Lake before, but Adam, he's been there, 10 plus years. Opens gym for basketball, and then we got the Young Ladies Empowerment Program. I believe Miriam, she is the person for that. And then I just found this out. The cooking class is called the Spice Club. So yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's like just not come to find out. Some kids not familiar in the kitchen or don't feel safe in the kitchen. I had to show and teach. This is just a personal story of mine. How to crack an egg properly. It's like, oh my gosh. You would think that it's like something that you grow up into, but there are some kids that don't really know how to warm up a cup of noodles, crack an egg, how to properly use a can opener. So it's pretty interesting, but it kind of shows what we need to work on. All right. Let's see. Okay. Drop-in programs, our next subject. Every Wednesday, if you have any grandkids, kids, we have Tot Gyms on Wednesdays, 9:30 to 11:30. Now with Tot Gym, it's basically we close off the gym and we bring in tot toys, toddler toys, like little cars, balls, soccer. Because sometimes, we live in Washington. The weather kind of, it give and take some. It's rainy, it snows, it's too cold. So with the indoor gym, we have, kind of like a playground, indoor playground for kids. And then we got pickleball, indoor pickleball, on Tuesdays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. With pickleball, there are great players. Last time I checked, we have 3 courts. Each court is basically sectioned off based on skill. Like one court's beginners, other courts for intermediate, and then there are some very competitive advanced players there. But yeah, no, it's open to anybody. Anybody with a paddle and a ball can come in. If not, we have extra ones that you come in and try out. I know like a handful of people that came in one day and just picked up on it, and they would come every day, or they're trying to go to other like Meadowbrook, Northgate to see when their pickleball hours, because every community center is different. So ours is Wednesday. So if you're interested, come next Wednesday. Tuesdays and Fridays. Oh.
Pickleball.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It is.
The
It is.
popularity,
Yeah.
the surge during COVID, and you might know too, and now it's the official sport of Washington.
That's true. That's true.
It is so popular.
Mm-hmm. So with the weather right now, indoor pickleball is very popular, but come spring and summer, good luck playing outside. Like our gyms would be empty because everybody's just enjoying the sun, playing outdoors. So definitely come by, check it out. It's Randy.
Let me just add that the Northgate Community Center offers pickleball 3 days a week. And Friday, and they have a long window between 9:30 and
Oh, there you go.
for pickleball. Listen, I can't say enough about this sport. There's seniors who have seen better days with their body.
That's a nice way to put it. I know.
You can move within in the pickleball area much easier, more smoothly. than you really can in tennis, which is a tennis court is almost 3 times the size of pickleball. By the way, pickleball court is the same size as badminton.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, like, age has nothing to do with that sport. Because I jumped in and I got my butt whooped. Like, my muscle that I didn't know I had muscle was sore like for a week. So I can't really talk. So age that has nothing to do with pickleball. So yes.
Are you planning to offer that in casino?
You know, like I said, community centers have different availabilities and hours. Right now, our only availability is Tuesdays and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 1. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. No, I encourage, to look at different community centers, see if the hours fit your schedule, for sure. Okay. And then, moving on to, I'm sorry. FYI, drop-in programs are free. We do require sign-ins. That's it. Just sign in, because that's how we kind of, if the higher-ups come like, oh, so, you know, why aren't you renting out your space for this? No, like, no, we got pickleball. No, we got Todd Gym. And look at our sign-ins. You know, like, we can't get rid of these programs. So if you ever do drop in to a program like pickleball, please be sure to sign in, because that's how we kind of keep it going. That's all. Okay? All right. Youth sports. So right now we are in the midst of basketball, so our gym availability is very limited. But every season we have sports leagues for kids. So right now it's basketball. We have track and field coming up. We have a track meet. So Bitter Lake, it'll be center versus center. You know, so Bitter Lake versus Meadowbrook versus Northgate. Registration starts March 7th. We have track meets at Hale, I believe. I'm not sure if it's going to change, but when we get closer, we get more information. So, and then we have, girls volleyball. Now, with all these programs, it all depends on registration. So if we have enough players, we could get it going. But if there's only like maybe 4, 5 players, signed up, then, we are unfortunately forced to kind of cancel. But, we'll ask around to see if there are other community centers that are running a team. So hope is not lost, so we'll definitely help out, because we know kids just want to get some exercise, some cardio or something. We got flag football, and in the summertime, it's very active. We have basketball camps. In the past, we had fishing, biking. We have a summer program for kids called Summer Safety, completely free. I used to be the team lead for that, so I would organize. We would take tours at University of Washington, go to Mariners games, rowing over at Green Lake, just by the Seattle. Just different events and activities, because some of our families don't have the means or resources to take their kids out. So that's who we have in mind. Like when I said in the beginning, we're an actual community center, because all the programs we put together are for the community. And we're all ears, like, not just me, but if you go to Bitter Lake and you talk to any one of our staff, just give us an idea of what programs you'd like to see. We'll do our best to put it together. Then if it, like I said, we get enough registrations, participants, we might have a program that'll kind of be good for another 10 years. You never know. Like Little Hoopers, we started like 8 years ago, still running strong. That's like basically in a tutorial to basketball for 5 to 8-year-olds. That we started that, and it just boomed. All right. All right. So for youth programs, this is basically for young, I'll say top 2-year-olds to like 8. We have creative dance and ballet classes at Bitter Lake on Saturdays. We have Kendo, that's for all ages. That's on Thursdays. And this is just, some programs that we offer. We have Everyday Kung Fu on Tuesdays. Little Hoopers for kids on Tuesdays as well. Roller skate lessons every Friday. Okay. I don't know why I didn't mention this. So every Friday we have a family skate night. So it's like a skating rink. We for the history buffs, our community center used to be at Broadview Thompson. And so we still use the gym. You come in, check in. I believe it's $5, and then you get skates. And you skate around. We got a snack shack. There's music, DJ, games. It's fun for the whole family. Let's see, and then piano lessons. Wednesdays are full. I think we have like maybe one time slot. But Saturdays, we're starting Saturdays because there's a huge demand. Saturday after 10:30. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking in my head the train going. Yeah, Saturdays we're open, so if you have any little ones, or maybe if you want piano lessons or interested in it. One-on-one. One-on-one. Our instructor is she's great, qualified, she knows her stuff, and we're picking up where we left off, pre-COVID. So, yeah, like I said, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities, not just for teens, but for any adults that would want to kind of donate their time. We have special events coming up. Specifically, I've got flyers for that, our pancake breakfast. Basically, it's February 26th on a Sunday. All you can eat pancakes, sausage, eggs, biscuits and gravy. We got juice, coffee, and good company. So the highlight is a good company. The food is secondary. But yeah, so we are, like I said, flyers are in the back. You're more than welcome to either volunteer or come by. I believe it's got a flyer, promise ID. $6 a ticket for all you can eat. Can't really. It is. So thank you for asking. So it is all proceeds that we make is going back to the scholarship program that I mentioned earlier. So, all the money that we're making is going back into the pool so that families, low-income families, they could, kind of dig into that if they qualify and use that to sign up their kids for sports activities and programs. So all the proceeds are going to a good cause. All you can eat pancakes. I will be there. I'm the griddle master. If it's burnt, it's not my fault. Okay, it's not me. It's my partner. I'm joking. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's our. We have pumpkin bash that just passed in October. Neighborhood night out in the summer. So I'm just going on and on. Pancake breakfast, February 26th. Be there, please. We'd love to see you guys. Okay. I believe that is it on my end. Yeah. If you have Facebook, that is because we do have a website for Bitter Lake, but when there are changes, the website is kind of like the last thing to be updated. So a lot of people call and ask for hours, open gym. And the last time our website was updated, well, besides a couple days ago, was years ago. So if you have Facebook, on the search bar, type in Bitter Lake Community Center, and I'm the webmaster for that. So any updates about skating nights, programs, and if you just want to shoot a quick message to me, I'm on it every day. That's a good way to get quicker updates. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Sorry, I'm just going on and on.
I just want to make you mention this, but we're in the northwest.
Yes.
Other districts?
You can.
Okay.
You can go. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Seattle Park has 27 community centers.
20-something. I lost count.
Go to any community center you want, and along with that scholarship we talked about, once you apply and you're approved, that is good at any community center and any school. Don't have to reapply, don't have to apply to each site. One scholarship, good for the whole Parks Department.
Yes.
And you don't have to register at the site that you want to take a class. You can register at any site. I will say this, we have very popular programs. Our online registration is the best method for our popular classes. I'll tell you, pickleball skills class It will fill in 30 seconds of opening. You're not doing it online, you're not getting it. But we also offer in-person and over-the-phone registration.
Any idea how full the physics class is at Royal Heights?
There are 13 people registered in that. Yeah. So there is still a couple spots left. And Shannon, who teaches that class come spring, will also start a Monday class. Yeah, she'll teach a Monday class at Royal Heights. Zumba Gold. And then at Bitter Lake, it's Juicy Joyce is also an aerobic class that Janet teaches, and Janet concentrates on long fluid movements. That's why she calls it Juicy Joyce, because she's trying to work the joint fluid to ease arthritis. She follows up her aerobic portion with a conditioning, like 15 minutes of conditioning in the. Yeah.
I missed something. There's an age group that you didn't talk much about, and that would be age 20 to 49.
Adult programming is not the strong suit, but we do have drop-in programming that seems to engage them the most, like open gym times, basketball times.
Exactly. We have our aerobic dance class, depending, like, different community centers have different resources. Like Queen Anne have pottery, so a lot of, the 20 years old and up would sign up for that.
Yeah, there are some art classes.
Exactly, art classes, and then Northgate has like a weight room, so they do like weight training, and so is Royal Heights.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bitter Lake does not have weight training as much as I'm pushing for it. We just don't have the space.
But we do offer in Lifelong a circuit training class at Bitter Lake with Rick on Friday mornings, and he sets up different kind of weight stations around the multi-purpose room, which is much like this, where you might be doing cardio at one station, weights at the next station, balance at the next station, like that. And we also have a number of yoga classes at Bitter Lake. You were first.
And your exercise classes, they're for any age adults?
For Lifelong, they are intended for people 50 and older. Probably a 20-year-old would not find these very satisfying or strenuous.
Like your are those for everybody, or?
50 and older. Everything in that book is 50 and older. Now, the community center brochures, the most comprehensive brochure you're going to see is online for the community centers for youth to adult activities. And starting next year, they are not going to print those anymore. So the only way to get those programs is to view the brochure online. Lifelong, though, will always print their brochure because our constituents are not born into technology and love the internet. So we will always continue to print ours. But community center brochures are going to take a big shift next year by being online only.
I was just going to say that also for women to drive, there's a brilliant sailing program. No, that's not me.
Oh, that's true.
Not only is it inexpensive, but we teach you everything you need.
And if you didn't know, the Green Lake Rowing House is getting rebuilt right now. So that's the construction you see on the southwest side of the lake.
Including
Boy.
owing to earthquakes.
A lot of history was at that site. You had a question.
Yeah, I'm just curious. My first class through the Lifelong program was at Lake City. It was a yoga class, and every time I drive by Lake City, it just looks like it's gone. I mean, do you know? It is
an active community center.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get its life brought back into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there is no yoga there now, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. Well, I hope it gets re-going again.
But
yeah.
we do have We have 3 different types of yoga classes in Lifelong at Bitter Lake. We have a chair yoga class on Fridays, and then we have a non-flow style Wednesday morning and a flow style on Wednesday evening. So it's actually free. It's taught by a volunteer. Randy.
Yeah, hi, Ken. If, okay, you know, we have increased crime throughout the city. Everybody knows that. The Aurora Corridor North, right to where we live here, is a high crime area as well. What are the parks doing to keep tabs on that, to please,
Well,
whatever, how would you like to respond to that?
so Parks in itself is not a law enforcement department. You have
Understood.
no capacity. So
I do want to say this though. There's, you know, strength of numbers, right? So if there is something that you see illegal or, you know, any drugs, anything that looks sketch, because we do work for our late night, we work, you know, closely with our SPD. So it does help that if, you know, there's something going on, you know, the street, that's, you know, community members call instead of calling the community centers and having us, because the first question that they ask is, did you see it? And if we say no, then it's kind of like, okay, well, why are you wasting our time? So it's always good if you see something, you call, and that's the same with us. If we notice there's something sketchy going on, we're gonna report it. We're gonna call, you know, do our best. But it's always good if you see something, you call and report yourself. Because I mean, we all know what's going on, right? I mean, a couple of years ago, 80 plus encampment was going on in front of Broadview, and I'm pretty sure, you know, not many people have about it. But that kind of welcomed other activities that we did not appreciate, right? So it's always good to kind of, you know, I mean, we do want to hear your input, but it's also our hands are tied. We can't really do much. But if you call yourself and, you know, the police department, oh crap, like we got 50 calls that's going on, but this has to be, you know, major. So that would kind of like, okay, that'll light a fire underneath them where they got to act and do something. So that's one thing I just want to share. Like Carol said, you know, we're not law enforcement, but please do report it because, I mean, I do the same thing. If I'm going into work and I see a fire off the freeway, I would make a call. Safely, of course. I'm not texting and calling or using the phone, but I would report it as well. Yes.
so the community officers are also a new unit. I think it's in response to the city wanting something other than a police officer to respond to mental crises. And they have been going around to the community centers and introducing themselves to us, that we have their contact information. So if you see something that doesn't warrant the police, but you're still like, I'm not sure about that, call the community center and get the number if you want. They prefer an email, actually, as they have constant access to the email. They're out and about. They don't have always access to the phone, but they are out and they are waiting to hear from us to help those that do need the help. So I did leave a flyer, another flyer back there for you. This has some important websites on it, and it also has my contact information and Richard's contact information at the bottom. So if you have any questions that you think of later, you can email Richard.
And if I don't have the correct information, or I could point you or CC whoever might be a better contact, so.
Well, and there's one more, also great option in addition to Facebook to get up-to-date parks information, especially when inclement weather and crazy stuff is going on. There's a Parkways blog. It will get posted there first before anything else.
Are we shutting down our centers because, for air quality, or some centers are shutting down because they're turning into warming shelters, or, snow's so bad, everything's canceled? Go to the Parkways blog. That's where it's gonna get announced first.
Positive Wednesdays from 9:30 to 11:30. Then we also, I'm not sure if anybody's been to Bitter Lake and explored, we have a kiddie pool that will open up in the summer. I know that's months ahead, but how many people know that? So that, like, I think, it also depends on the weather too. So if it's summer, but it is like cloudy or nasty, of course it's not gonna happen. But if it's sunny, yeah, weather permitted, I should say.
Gonna do one more, little announcement for our aquatics. If you have any teens that you know of that want to become a lifeguard, they are in desperate need of lifeguards. Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Richard, the city of us have little young kids, an outdoor pool for summer, don't you, at your place?
Yes. Kiddie pool.
Kiddie pool.
Yes.
Does it have the shower?
I wish.
No.
I wish. I mean, I could get out a hose and kind of.
Terribly disappointed.
I wish.
North Acres Park, the splash park, that's what you're thinking of. That's another great place.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. I think we'll all get around to getting to our community centers, checking out, and real pickleball. Thank you. Hey, Madam President, do you want to say anything this evening? Not tonight. Okay.
Game night?
Mentioned that. I already mentioned game night. Let's see, I believe March 2nd is our next meeting, and we have the Northgate librarian coming, talk to us about all kinds of library stuff, including certain kinds of technology that you might not be aware of. So that's next March 2nd. Okay, Rob? Sorry. The Northgate Public Library. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you all for coming.